This is Dungeon Not Included, the actual play podcast for the adventurous listener.
All right, we're wearing our hats. That means we're back on the set of The Rebels and the Dogs.
That's not what the show is called.
You're right, it's not. It's called Unconventional Romance.
Ooh, what would be the official podcast that the partner podcast that goes with the show?
It would
Unconventional
be,
podcast.
Unconventional pod.
Unconventional. Yeah, I don't know.
It just has the word pod in it a lot.
Unconventional podcasts for your iPod.
Yeah. That's it.
Even though no one's had an iPod in a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, here's the question, because it come up later. What is the Rebels and the Dogs companion podcast or after show? What is the...
I think it's gotta be like...
Let Sleeping Dogs Lie.
Oh!
That's
what so good.
After show.
Are we getting a snippet from the show? Is that why we're asking?
Ooh, we'll see. So last time we played, again, things are getting more dramatic. Brutus and Cesar have fought once again, and Brutus has taken yet another bus offset. And Cesar is in the role he always wanted. And Octavia and Federico will not admit to each other that they're doing this, and their main source of their rivalry is because they're crushing on these two brothers and are unaware of it.
Yeah. like oh my god, I'm sure that Federico legitimately thinks that Octavia just has it out for him.
Yeah. And same. Octavia she thinks that Federico is just trying to... We have no idea that the both of us are fools in love.
All of this is centered around the conflict between these two brothers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is they're definitely the first ones on the title screen, right? Cesar.
It's the one actor. It's the one guy. It's just his name and the two of them back to back.
I honestly kind of hope he gets fourth billing for some reason, even though he's playing the majority of the characters.
Even though this whole show is about their conflict, because
he's the Hank Azaria of their show, because he's he's playing everybody, but he's just not one of the main family.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
all right,
God.
what are we gonna do?
I think that. So I have a question. This whole blow up on the set of Rebels and the Dogs, it's definitely not open to the public, but I think Federico must have heard about it, right?
Yeah, there's leaks from the set, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the minute that tables started being flipped, people pulled out camera phones and were streaming. There's no way that didn't get...
True. Yeah.
That's interesting. So I know what Octavia wants.
I think Federico is gonna seek out Brutus.
Should we start with Federico or Octavio? What do we think?
You know what, Federico, you go first.
Okay, sure.
Federico, you seek out Brutus?
Mm-hmm. I assume he's in the convention center, of course.
Yes, signing autographs.
Mm-hmm.
For his adoring fans.
Yes. Federico is flanked by a couple of goons. Not to be intimidating, but just to do a little bit of crowd control. So they sort of stay with the fans, and Federico approaches Brutus alone and says, Brutus, may I have a word with you?
Of course.
And we
How
go
can I help you, Federico?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull him aside to a little bit more secluded area so we can speak.
Sure. You're behind one of those like frames that has a black curtain hanging from it that block off the different areas of the convention hall.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. In this weird little we're like in a weird nook, not quite in the space behind it where you can see all the ugly like boxes and shit.
Right.
Definitely like also not in the convention center proper.
Yeah.
So Federico puts a hand gently on Brutus's shoulder and says, I heard what happened on set yesterday. Are you all right?
No, I mean my brother is he's literally trying to take my place.
Yes, I can't say I've ever been much of a fan of Cesar, you know, always trying to change your reputation or take advantage of it.
Well, something needs to be done about this. He's a menace.
I agree. But my question is, you're the wrong party. What would you have done?
All right. So how far do we want to go with this show? How far does Brutus want to go? I think Brutus is going to say, I just need him taken care of so he's not interfering with the set anymore. Send him on a vacation, whatever. I just don't want him in my face. Not until the shooting for Rebels and the Dogs is completed.
I think we could certainly arrange that. I guess my second question is, how much do you care about your brother's well-being?
Well, I don't want him murdered or something.
Oh, no, nothing like that. Simply, you know, there are ways to incapacitate people for a time that are rather unpleasant. And these are not methods I would normally use, but as a last resort.
Well, what exactly are you talking about? Hitting him in the knee with a nightstick?
A little bit more elegant than that, but you get the point across.
Well, I'll leave it in your hands. You know what's best.
I certainly do. And then Federico will walk away.
Nice. All right, Octavia.
So Octavia wants Brutus's behavior on set to be public knowledge, and more importantly, Cesar's attempt to step in on the role to be public knowledge. I want and want people to root for Cesar in this story. And it really does seem like that's the good narrative. That's the thing that makes sense. And what I remember a few episodes ago, what she was trying to avoid was that Cesar would just end up being an understudy for Brutus, and no one would care, or an extra, right? Like shot from behind. So this will erase any question about whether or not Cesar is an actor on his own. I am trying to figure out what move I would want to do that. Part of me was like, express your love passionately, but that's not quite what's going on. I think it's maybe act with desperation, even though I guess the thing I'm trying to avoid happen is that Cesar be dismissed.
Okay.
Out of hand. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay, good. All right. So, yes, I am going to do something desperate.
Are you doing this for love?
I am doing it for love.
That's correct. Are you doing
Yeah.
it for vengeance?
Yes, because I don't understand.
Really quick, you realize
Yeah.
you have -4 to act desperately, right?
Oh, I do? Thank you so much for paying attention.
You are LaDonna, right?
Yeah, right
Yeah,
now
you have
I'm at
-4.
Do they stack?
I don't know, but you have 2 -2s.
I don't think you can have a
I don't think you
-4.
can have a -4. No.
Yeah.
So I
just
guess it doesn't
-2 then.
stack. Yeah. All right. So -2. I'm okay with that.
You always have to in PBTA games. You always have to have a chance at success.
Sure.
So you can never have more than a -2, since the highest roll you can have on dice is a 12. And you can never have, and you always have to have a chance for failure. So the highest bonus you can have is a +4, because then even if you roll snake eyes, it's still a 6.
Right.
Yes.
It usually tops out at +3. But yes. So yeah, you only have a -2, but that does mean that you're going to be rolling net 0 on this because you're acting for love and acting for vengeance.
Yeah. So, and just so everyone watching or listening can follow along, +10. So on a hit, I avoid the situation I wanted to avoid. +10. I also managed to hold everything together. And a 7 to 9, I mark a condition, or the MC will give me an unforeseen consequence, but I have one condition left. So this could be my meltdown.
Yeah.
Unless Brendan wants to save that meltdown for the finale of this, which the last episode last game episode. Okay, yeah, I want to do this. So what I'm going to do is write a passionate letter about Cesar's noble behavior, and in it, mention Brutus's sort of despicable behavior, but it's not mostly about Brutus. It's about, although like there's a little dig in there about Brutus and his irrational supporters, which is basically Federico, and all the fanboys and what have you. But mostly it's a love letter to Cesar and how he is elevating the profession. And why this is desperate is I'm putting my name on it.
Right.
Okay. I'm super nervous. Let me roll 2d6 and let me clear everything that's on. Boop. Oh, man.
See what you get.
Oh, 7.
7.
Not bad, but man, I wish I had the 2 that I had removed because I'm barely holding on. All right, 7.
So wait, that's the 7 including the -2?
Yes, because there's a +2 -2, so it's just a 7.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
So that makes it a 7 to 9, which again is I get to avoid the situation I'm trying to avoid, but either market condition or an unforeseen consequence or added complication. So my letter goes public saying Cesar is more than just an understudy who's stepping in. And yeah.
So you got a hit. So that means that they're going to listen to you. But I'm going to have to make you mark a condition as well.
Okay. All right. Now, so that's my final condition.
It is.
Yes. So it's a meltdown?
Nope. A meltdown will happen the next time you have to mark a condition, and you can't.
Cool. What did I just mark? Damn it. I wish I looked. Introspective.
Yeah.
Perfect. Right. Yes. I looked into my own feelings and wrote down why I'm doing all of this. Yeah, and it's cool. People are listening. They know that Brutus is he is kind of whatever. He's an actor like any other big celebrity. But Cesar's really got something for him. He's trying. He's putting the effort in. And maybe we should listen.
The director seems to feel like Cesar has done as well with the role as Brutus has.
Nice. We got a retweet from the director.
Right.
No retweet without comment though. So it's just,
Retweet without comment.
Cool.
All right. So you are now introspective, obsessed, zealous, and preoccupied.
Octavia's and this is tying down to the beginning of the last episode we recorded or released. I think Octavia is heading for a meltdown as a way of resolving all this. I think it makes the most sense. But we'll see what happens.
Federico's heading that way too, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know if Federico might still get a chance to admit something and release some of this burden, but
sure.
We'll see.
All right, Cesar, let's round this out with you. You get a note from the Rebels and the Dogs showrunners that you have now become the official backup understudy for Brutus.
Official backup understudy's fine, but I want more than that.
Oh, of course you do.
Yeah, so I gotta really bring my A game.
Yet another amazing thing we could sample that Alex has said. Official backup understudy is fine, but I want more than that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what Alex always says off air when when the real Alex is being dogmatically hunted by Frank.
Yep,
that's right.
Yeah, so I get the note, and I think I read it, and I crumple it up, and I throw it over my shoulder, and it's only going to be a matter of time before they see exactly what I can do. You know, he's like monologuing to himself about, I'm going to get out there. I'm going to show them what I can be. When I win an Emmy for this understudy performance, they'll put me in the place of him permanently. And he starts once again getting ready for his next day of shooting. I think this whole time he's sitting in the makeup chair when this is happening, and like he's monologuing to makeup people who aren't listening.
Are you actually doing the monologue move? Are you processing your feelings out loud?
There's a move for monologuing. Hell yeah!
Your feelings out loud. Yeah,
100%. I'm doing that.
Let's see if you have any modifiers to that.
Okay.
You
so
do not.
None. Okay.
Yeah. So that means we'll go ahead and ask each member of the audience, that's everybody else who's watching at the moment, if they are rooting for you. Are you rooting for?
No, is this you guys out of character?
I think I read it as out of character. Yeah.
Perfect. I love that.
You're acting as the audience, not as Federico or Octavia.
Do you want to see him succeed in this role?
Frank is yes, Rebel is yes, and Brendan, was your thumb up?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, right. That's +3 max. Nice.
So you're rolling +3.
Perfect. I love this.
Yeah, I think in this moment, Cesar is reaching for something he's yearned so long for.
Definitely.
And I want to see him succeed.
Oh, you rolled? Oh no.
I rolled. I got a 7 +3.
Yes.
Oh, it's a 10.
All right. Oh man. Okay. What? It's +1 forward.
Unhit, choose one, take 1 +1 forward, and on a 10+, set the scene to follow that information immediately.
Okay, so choose one of those questions at the bottom, and the audience will tell you.
So for those at home, it's the audience reveals a crucial event going on outside of you. The audience tells you who you might find love with a partner of their choosing, and the audience tells you how to get blank to blank. And so for the audience tells you how to get blank to blank, I'm assuming I fill in the blanks, correct? And then you guys tell me. Does it have to be directly connected to another character, or can I just fill it in with whatever I want?
Fill it in with whatever you want.
I want what is the audience going to tell me? How do I get him to get the starring role in the show? How do you
get the director to give you the starring role?
Yes. How am I going to get the director to do that?
I think, and tell me if everybody else is on board with this, you have got to get the fans on board, right? You have to get them to back Cesar as the lead role instead of Brutus.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. This is unconventional romance. This is the fans of this show are fans, right? They gotta be fandom people. They want to see Cesar give a monologue at Comic-Con or something.
Okay, so
Right.
here's the question though. I'm gonna pose this there. Do you think? Well, actually, I know the answer to this in terms of how Cesar would think this because he's not supposed to be the good guy of the show.
Right.
So, do you think this would be better for him to try and get the fans on his side, or for him to try and get the fans to hate his brother? Because those are two different routes to take to accomplish the same thing.
Well,
Right?
okay, but I think that's up to Cesar, right?
Yes.
The point is
Which
getting
direction
the
he
fans,
takes.
Yes.
The
'Cause-
point is getting the fans to demand Cesar take over the role.
right,
All right.
exactly. How
Yeah.
he does that, he can be as villainous or as heroic as he wants.
Okay, perfect. So and then I get to set the next scene, correct?
Yeah.
I think the next scene then, if this is the goal, is to get the fans on their side. I think the next scene is Cesar has decided to crash the after show that's being done and recording right now. We talked about there's going to be an after show of reflecting on the previous episodes.
Let sleeping dogs lie. Yes.
Let sleeping dogs lie. So I think that
It's being recorded at the convention.
Yes, of
especially.
course.
It's a live
of course.
episode.
Yes.
And
Of
since they're currently, and I think what's happening is they're currently filming the new season, the upcoming season, right? So he's gonna go crash, like the episode where they're doing the big epic finale of the previous season, like that just aired on television, and they're doing that live at the convention. So theoretically, Brutus should be like the person center stage at this thing, and I think that Cesar is going to show up to take his place. That's do I want to do it as Brutus, or do I want to make Brutus have some sort of accident so he can't make it and then I show up? Oh, you know what? Screw it. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to Octavia because I need help to make it so that Brutus doesn't show. And I feel like Octavia could help me do that.
All right. Yeah.
Does that
By the
work for
way,
you
this is
guys?
Yes, this is a +1 ongoing, which means that you retain this +1 until you are done pursuing this task.
Perfect. So then I think that since I know that this is coming up, I'm heading back to the convention center and I'm going to find Octavia.
Okay.
I think we should save that conversation for the next episode.
Yeah.
Ooh,
All right.
Okay.
So the
We're gonna
cliffhanger
take some
here.
notes. Yeah.
Yeah. The cliffhanger here is that Cesar is going to find Octavia, who is getting unhinged, and to have an accident happen for his brother.
Right.
Oh my god! And Federico is planning an accident for Cesar.
Yes.
Oh shit! This is gonna be so bad. The question is, which twin gets got? Right?
Or they both get got, and then there's a hospital mix-up.
Oh no! Swap brains. Oh.
Oh man! This
Excellent.
Is so
Well,
good.
tune in next time one of us comes down with the sniffles, because this is getting good. Hey there, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Dungeon Not Included. If you did, please tell a friend and leave us a 5-star review and encouraging comments on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. It really does help spread the word for new shows like ours. You can follow the latest from the Dungeon Not Included crew on Twitter at DNI Crew, and over at Facebook at Dungeon Not Included, or at our home on the Non-Productive Network at non-productive.com/DNI Crew, where you can find articles, character sheets, and Patreon exclusives, as well as our latest episodes. Thanks!
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer, Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.